County depends on WDXE News, on the air since 1951. This is The Legend. 105.3, 95.3, WDXE.
That's us, WDXE. It is time for the Friends and Neighbors Hour, which is brought to you by my company, Keller Williams Hood Company. And I've got great company today in Aria Stiles. Aria, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, good. I'm so glad that you agreed to come in and visit with us today. The Friends and Neighbors Hour is all about getting to know people. And you guys making Lawrenceburg home now?
Yeah. We love it here.
Yeah. How long have you actually been in Lawrenceburg?
January, I think, is 2 years.
2 years. So been around a little while. I'm just getting to know you guys more and more. You scoot up a little bit to that. I may have you turned down too much. But anyway, Aria.
Aria.
Aria. I say it wrong a lot.
It's hard.
It's Aria.
It's an Italian opera.
Is that where that come from?
Yes.
Well, speaking of come from, I like to get a little history and background.
Sure.
Tell me about you and your life, where you were born. What is Aria? Where does she come from?
I was born and raised in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest of 5 kids.
Yeah.
So we all played music. We all played instruments. It was kind of required until high school, and then we, had to finish our senior year and then figure out what we were doing. But I feel like by that point, you're not good at anything else.
Yeah.
So most of us went into a music degree. So there's
Really?
3 of girls that have violin degrees.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, were your parents musicians as well? They played?
My mom is still a piano teacher. She teaches piano and beginner violin.
Oh,
She has
wow.
like a studio of 40 students. Every week she sees them.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, that's fantastic. So you were just born into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Youngest of 5. I was kind
And
of just along for the ride.
What town in Missouri?
Minnesota.
Minnesota, I'm
Yep.
sorry.
Grew up mostly in Apple Valley, Minnesota.
Apple Valley,
so in Twin
Minnesota.
Cities.
It's cold up in Minnesota.
Yes. Yes. They had a good year last year, but they're gonna pay for it this year.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think
Yeah.
so? So you went to school. How did you play sports or anything like that?
I ran cross country, but that's it. I did theater. I did all the plays at my school. Actually, in 8th grade, they needed a fiddle player for Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, yeah.
So I was kind of integrated into my high school by 8th grade, and I was homeschooled until 9th grade, and I went to freshman year of high school.
Okay.
So they integrated me really quickly, playing the fiddle, and then from there on out, I was playing violin either in the pit orchestra or on stage for whatever they needed.
Yeah. Well, you began to start to play professionally at some point.
Yeah, so I went to Belmont. That's how I got to Nashville.
Okay.
Sophomore year, I started playing with Pam Tillis. So I was with Pam for 7 years, and then COVID hit. So like 2013 to 2020, COVID hit, and then I wasn't playing anymore. Played a couple shows down in Texas, but most part touring was done.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of stopped there for a little while, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah, but it's ramping back up some
Oh,
for
yeah.
you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed, in fact, I know that just recently you played at the Opry.
Yes. Yeah. So with Pam, she does a co-star headlining tour with Lori Morgan, and it's called Grits and Glamour. So Pam's the grits, Lori's the glamour. So they just kind of play their hits and then do a bunch of duets during the entire show. And so it's a time for fans that, they can pack houses with that. So
Oh, that's great.
good old country music, 90s country is where it's at. So
Well, you're making Lawrenceburg home now.
Yeah.
And, of course, I got to know Edgar, your husband, before I got to know you a little bit. And I'm still getting to know you a little bit. But you've got children too, right?
yeah. Got
How many?
2 kids.
2 kids?
4-year-old girl and a 2-year-old boy.
Oh, my gosh.
It's crazy busy.
Crazy busy.
At home.
Yeah. Edgar, of course, has been in here with me at least once, maybe twice, I think. But anyway, we see each other on a fairly regular basis.
Yeah.
And he's selling real estate with me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
so
exciting.
I'm exciting about
exciting.
that. So we're getting to know you guys. You guys, oh, I know what I was going to ask you about.
Yeah.
And by the way, before we get too far into it, let's introduce your buddy and our friend who's going to accompany you today.
Yeah.
Chris Powers. Chris, how are you?
Good morning. Thank you for having me here.
Chris, you're an accomplished guitarist.
I fake it really well, so I pretend to be incredible, and then, if I fool you, I fool you. So.
Right, you got a beautiful guitar.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is actually my wife's guitar, and she's listening at home with our 4 kids this morning. So.
Awesome, good,
Yeah.
awesome, good. Well, we're hoping to hear a few tunes from you guys this morning. We'll get to that. But again, thank you for being out there, being there with us. You, as a professional musician, you can be hired.
Correct. It's a
let's
freelance life.
Let's talk about that. How does that work?
Yeah. that a lot of people that I met through Belmont have just kept in contact, and so it's a lot of just word of mouth. So if somebody can't do a gig, they're going to pass on to the next person, and so it's just a lot of word of mouth. It can be very frustrating in the music industry because sometimes people don't get hired for their talent, how good they are, and then there's other people that are, I don't know, just it's not a fair level playing field. It never is in the music industry.
It's kind of based on, I guess, whoever the artist may want.
Yeah.
Pretty
exactly.
much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
there are a lot of talented musicians in the Nashville area, of course, and you're one of them.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You're one of them. You're in there with them. I'm telling you. Did you just finish a project, by the way?
I did.
Tell us about that. I want to hear about that.
I recorded my first EP. An EP is just 5 songs.
Okay.
And it's called Fiddle Bells. So
Bells.
This is something I've kind of had in my mind to do since January. So we had, as you guys know, 1 week of snow in this town.
Yeah.
Hilarious. And it was like the last day it started raining, and I had my husband, actually Edgar, he was like, we need to get some pictures. I've got an iPhone 15. We can, do some great pictures. So I texted my friend who's a photographer, and we have kids the same age. And I just said, hey, I know, this is the worst day to go out. It's raining, so everything's turning to sleet and ice on the road. Would you come out with me and go do some Christmas pictures? So I got my gowns, I got my dresses, and we went out in the snow. And we actually went to the Lakes venue. We know Karen and Rick Lanning really well, and they were gracious enough to let us use their property to get some really, really great pictures. But what that did was it just put this vision in my mind of what I wanted this to be. So there's one specific picture of me holding my fiddle, and I'm kind of turned to the side, and actually my wedding dress that wasn't just white, it was pink and all these blush colors, and it kind of sparked the idea for this album. And so starting in July I started listening to Christmas music, trying to figure out what I wanted to do on it, and I eventually picked my 5 songs, or I picked 4 songs, and I wrote one of them, which we're going to do here for you guys.
Okay.
And it's called Fiddle Frost. But all over, we started working with a producer and raised $6,000. A lot of the people probably listening were part of that and being a part of that. It was really awesome. But I did a Kickstarter, raised the money, and the entire experience has just been, I don't know, I've never pursued an artist's life. I'm just an instrumentalist, and so I think Lindsey Sterling maybe is paving the way for people other than singers to be able to have a space on stage.
Yeah.
So, so from that has launched my own Christmas tour. So we're having one here. Can I share about that, or do you want to share about that later?
Absolutely. Yeah, please do.
I'm starting the Christmas tour off in Leoma, and it's going to be at Leoma Baptist Church at 6 p.m. It's a free concert. I'm just taking up a love offering at the end to help pay for all the expenses involved in putting on a show of this level.
Sure.
And so actually, Chris is playing with me. We've never met. I'm just going to say that. We met this morning.
Are you serious?
This is the cool thing about being a talented musician, is that you can just jump in together and play. And I kind of knew from my messaging him, I knew what I was getting into, because I knew the way he spoke, the way he read charts. I could tell that he was going to be someone that could just jump in, and that's what I need. I need those quick people. So appreciate you jumping in there. I knew, like musicians, we just have this like connection and be able to play together. No matter what the song is. So you guys will hear that in a minute.
I'm watching my daughter and my son both develop musicianship, and it's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
Took Daniel to play with a group the other day, and they were bluegrassers, and it's the first time he'd ever, but he fell in. He fell in. He knew enough to fall in, and it was kind of fun to watch. So you guys do have a kinship.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely get along better with musicians than I do just like normal peers. we just ride at a different level.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, you have a busy life. I know that from my time with Edgar, you travel a lot.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where have you been?
Recently?
Anywhere. Just some of your good trips.
Oh, okay. So this summer, I got to actually go on a missions trip to Ireland, and it was with a choir out of Minnesota, one of my connections from back home. And we went to Ireland for 2 weeks, and it was a 40-piece choir that went, and they needed a fiddle player. So there I went. I got to fly out of Nashville, go to Dublin. That was a crazy story getting there in itself. And we went to Galway, Limerick, Youghal, and Dublin, and
Yeah.
we played, and we worked with local church leaders, but we played music for people. We busked on the street and just tried to share the gospel with people.
Yeah.
And it was a very cool, very awesome experience. And just being in Ireland in itself is some place I've really wanted to go, and I really want to go back and bring Edgar and the kids this time whenever I get to go next. So that was kind of the big highlight of the year for me.
Cool.
As far as outside travel.
Yeah.
The next place right after that was in September. A lot of trips in between, but right after that I went to Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah.
They had a cowboy church service there, and I know we have a cowboy church in town, but
Yeah.
this was in an arena, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
had horses in there, and they had carriage rides, and it was a whole thing. So they hired me to come out and play for their church services, and it was just the most wonderful experience.
I bet.
So that was cool, and
I bet.
I played the Opry last week, and that was with Lori Morgan. I recorded on her album, and so whenever she plays some of the songs off the album, they bring me in to play the fiddle on that.
Fantastic. Well, what would you like to play for us first? Chris Powers going to accompany you, I guess.
Yeah.
And, tell us a little bit about what you may play first.
All right, I think we're gonna start with the tune that I wrote called Fiddle Frost.
Fiddle Frost. Okay.
Yes.
I may have to adjust the mics a little bit.
Okay.
The sound, but we'll give it a shot. Okay. You guys
Should we
take
aim
off
this?
whenever you're ready.
Should we aim this towards the instruments?
I've got him aimed. I think it'll pick up all right. You want to tilt it down maybe just
Yeah,
a
there
little
we go.
bit, and we'll see how this goes.
Chris, take one.
Oh, wow. Wow. Beautiful.
Thank you.
And that is your original.
Yes.
And it's called
Fiddle Frost.
Fiddle Frost. You know, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Almost brought a tear.
Oh, good. Wait
Got a
till I
little chilly
play.
in here just playing. Man. Woo.
Wait till I play Away in the Manger.
Oh my gosh. Beautiful, beautiful. Great job, you guys. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
That's awesome. And that is on your album.
Yes.
If we wanted one of those albums, how would we get one?
We would go to my website, which is
Yes.
ariastilesfiddle.com. It's STILES.
AriaStilesFiddle.com. That's easy enough.
Yeah.
That's
good.
easy enough.
Thank you. Yes, so this has been an interesting kind of explosion of who I am and trying to create kind of a brand for myself.
Yeah.
I had to create a website, and that's hard in itself.
It is.
So I've kind of done it myself. So if you go to my website, you're like, wow, this looks like an amateur did it. It's true. It's true. I'm looking for somebody to sponsor me with website editing. So if that's one of you that's listening, let me know.
Need a little help there.
We need some website editing.
Well, breaking in to be, you've been I don't know how to put this, but an instrumentalist.
Utility musician.
Utility
Yeah,
musician.
yeah.
So you're on call to do that kind of
Yeah.
thing. But then to actually step out and become an actual performer of your own, that's a little bit different thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, and it starts small, I think. Right now, I'm doing like 3 shows in the 3 cities that I've lived in. I've lived in, Lawrenceburg, Lawrenceburg. And so all of these shows, I'm just reaching out to my friends to come. And it's just going to be a great big like reunion. I remember when I was like 10 years ago, I had set out 1 year, 5 year, and 10-year goals. And so when I'm in my show in Minnesota to go back home, I'm going to call out the 3 people that were the biggest influences musically on me and say, do you remember that meeting we had where I wanted you to hold me accountable to these 1 year, 5 year, 10-year goals? And they'll remember the meeting.
Yeah.
And I think I've kind of hit those goals. And now after 10 years, I'm kind of exploding into a new version of myself. So
Well, good deal.
Yeah.
Well, as you were playing, I was watching you play. I wanted to ask you, how did you settle in on an instrument to play?
I would say it's my parents that really pushed the music. It was I played a lot of piano and
So
started fiddle at 5.
You can play the piano.
I mean, not anymore.
Yeah.
But I started on violin when I was 5.
Oh, really?
And so
Okay.
I think it was just kind of in the DNA of the family.
Oh, wow. So you started early.
They had a family quartet. I was too young to be in it, but they had a family quartet and they did all kinds of competitions. It was just what we did. It was the DNA of our family to do music.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, what did your parents do besides music, or did they have other career, or?
Yeah, my dad, he's retired now, but he was a quality engineer at
Okay.
a factory, I think.
And your mom taught music.
Yeah, my mom was all music. So we were
Awesome.
homeschooled, so that was the benefit of being homeschooled, is that we had time to practice and do our music. And we weren't too tired after school to come home and do it. So it was the biggest priority in my family.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It was a beautiful song. I love it.
Thank you.
And it's who knows? It could hit and just become a Christmas classic one of these days.
It would be cool.
Wouldn't that nice? Yeah.
I have something really cool coming up. I'm going to Eugene, Oregon again. That same church hired me to come back out and do my own show.
Okay.
And the next day after I do my show, I had met somebody there. They have horses, and I'm a giant horse fan. I used to barrel race in high school, and I had my own horse up until freshman year of college. And she had horses. They kind of do mounted shooting up there. It's a big thing.
Yes.
Competition. It's
Yes.
really amazing. So they had this horse named Max Palomino, and I got to ride him and kind of run him around the arena a little bit. And so I texted that same lady and I said, hey, what would you feel if I did a music video on Max with this song Fiddle Frost? So there will be a music video coming out, hopefully dropping December 24th if we can get it all done by then.
Oh.
So it's about a 9-day turnaround.
Yeah.
To film this on the horse and
Oh, wow.
drop it. So we'll be posting that on the website, on all the social media. So I just
Yeah.
love that I can combine like my music with another giant love of mine, which is animals and horses.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Awesome. Good. Chris, you did a great job on the song, buddy.
Thank you.
Awesome job. Awesome. And I think it's fascinating really to think about the fact that you guys haven't met until this morning. So you haven't played together, obviously, until
Nope.
this morning.
Correct.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. What do you want to do for us next?
Let's see. We'll do another one off the album.
Okay,
We'll
sure.
do. It's called the Irish Set. So, being to Ireland this summer, I had to do some Irish influenced music. So
Oh,
this
yeah.
is a set, which means it's comprised of 3 songs.
Okay.
And so I picked the 3 songs. We're going to start off with Wexford Carol, a classic Christmas song, and goes into I Saw 3 Ships, and then into another one called Spoodiscary Reel.
Awesome. Awesome.
So, yeah.
You ready? Awesome. We'll take care of you.
That's a good one.
That's
Good
a-
job, Chris. Jeez.
Oh, I feel the Irish blood flowing through my veins.
Yeah. Yes.
Love it.
Makes me want to find a pot of gold around here.
Go. Man, the Irish culture is so rich in the music.
Yeah.
You just see Irish people. I mean, you can't play an Irish song and not make somebody smile.
Yeah, it makes you
There's
happy.
something about it.
Yeah.
Did you know Powers is an Irish name?
Really?
I've been told that. I have no idea.
Oh,
but
he
it
doesn't know
sounds,
for sure.
it feels right. So
Yes,
I'll
well-
say it.
Yeah.
I don't think he was correct, but my dad always claimed that we were Irish.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get the blood infused in me to
Yeah.
kind of transition to being Irish so that I
Yeah.
could be in the Celtic women. That's my dream job.
Oh,
The Celtic women are
Pretty amazing.
incredible. Yeah.
pretty amazing. Well, you guys are both so talented, just rich sound. It sounded so
Let's
good
go.
together.
Good.
Pretty awesome. Pretty
I think
awesome.
we got a new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah?
This might be the start of something new.
It might be.
Hey,
High School Musical.
and it
Come
all,
have me play at United someday.
Oh, I love that.
it all happened here,
I would love
folks. You
that.
watch it happen.
Any day.
Yeah.
Any day. I love it.
You know, I just remember something that Edgar told me.
Okay.
You've been to some competitions.
Yes.
Tell me about that. How did that work?
So
How does that work?
Yeah, I started competing in fiddle contests, Texas style fiddling when I was, I think, probably 8 years old.
Yeah.
And that's what started fiddling for me.
Really?
So I'm very driven by performance and competition.
Really?
Yes. There are some people that learn the fiddle and they want to, I don't know, maybe teach, which we need teachers, absolutely.
Yes.
But I am driven to be on stage. That is just in me and who I am. So
You're after it.
yes, my goal in playing is to make people smile and to share the light of Jesus.
Yeah.
But so I started competing, and then I got to Belmont, and once I started, and I did like the Grand Masters, the big Tennessee competition, Grand Masters fiddle competition in Nashville, and that was at the Country Music Hall of Fame. Anyways, so when I got hired with Pam, I kind of just like, oh, I made it, I don't need to compete anymore. So it was, I don't know, I was also busy just touring constantly with Pam,
Yeah.
trying to fit in school. I mean, I fit school around my tour schedule. I
Yeah.
left class if I needed to,
Yeah.
and my teachers were obviously very acknowledging of what was happening, and that was
Sure,
great.
sure.
But anyways, since I haven't really been on the road full time, I just do my own freelance work. I jumped into that same competition, I think 11 years later, and I got 6th place. I think it's a Tennessee State Championship. So, I mean, we have the best of the best in Nashville
I'm
as far as
sure.
fiddle players.
I'm
and
sure.
so I was very honored to get 6th place. And then I did another one in Athens, Alabama. A lot of the same people showed up. So I got around the same. I think I got 7th place. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it is so fun to compete. Got 3 guitar players around you, holding a super strong rhythmic guitar.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna get that 1st place. I need a championship to my name.
Now that's in more of the bluegrass?
No,
No.
Texas style.
Texas style is not. Okay.
It's hard to explain. It's just a vibe.
Sure.
I mean, you play a lot of the same fiddle tunes, but bluegrass, it's different. You
Yeah.
got to be a very very good player to win that 1st place at
Sure.
Texas style competitions.
Yeah.
So you usually play 3 songs. You play a fast tune, a reel, or a breakdown. Sorry, and then you play a waltz,
Yeah.
and then you play a tune of choice, which is like a rag or a jig or something. So
Yeah.
they see every style that you have.
Yeah. Well, we have someone calling. You may not be able to hear unless you hold up a headphone.
Okay.
And they may want to ask something.
Oh.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
When she mentioned Celtic Woman, is she talking about the group that's Celtic Woman that they have videos on the internet?
Yeah.
Or is she saying she wanted to be like a Celtic woman? Because I watch those videos sometimes, the Celtic women, because I kind of
Yeah.
know what that is. But anyway, that was the main thing.
Yeah, it's a big singing group.
Yeah, that's what she's talking about.
yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you, Peggy. Yeah, that's exactly what she's talking about. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
I didn't
Very
know we
good.
get callers. Hey, call in.
Yeah.
Come talk to me.
We can do callers. We can do. Excuse me. We can do. Callers,
Jeff's choked
yes.
up over our playing.
I know. I'll get choked up easy. But yes, Our guest today is Aria Stiles, an accomplished musician, fiddle player extraordinaire.
Thank you.
Yeah, and her sidekick today, Chris Powers. Chris, awesome job on the guitar.
Thanks, sir.
And I was asking you about the competitions in the Texas fiddle. It made me think of the group Alabama.
Okay.
You know, if you're
Yeah.
gonna play a fiddle, you gotta have a fiddle in the
You're
band.
gonna play
or
in
something.
Texas, you gotta have a fiddle in the
Yeah,
band.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what it is. And good morning. How are you?
Yeah, doing great. I wondered, my favorite tune on the fiddle is Faded Love. Do you do that one?
Faded Love.
Sing the tune. Sing it for a
Can
second.
you sing it for a second?
That's old Bob Wills song.
Oh, that's it.
How's that?
Oh, thank you. That was great.
Ask and you shall receive.
Thank you, buddy. There. All right. How about that? Music on request. That's what we
Yeah.
like. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I know you got more in store. You've got not only this with the. What else can we hear today?
Okay,
Because
so
we got time. We got time
Awesome.
for a couple more, several more actually. So we're
okay. Let's do some. I'll do something kind of slow. I'll do Away in the Manger, and this is one I'm very influenced by two violinists / fiddle players. One is Alex DePew. He actually passed away. I took online lessons from him and was very influenced by his playing. So now my goal is to learn most of his songs on his records so I can, start
Okay.
to sound more like him.
Yeah.
But then the second one is Tracy Silverman, and he was one of my teachers at Belmont, and he's a exceptional 6-string electric violinist. And so about, I think, 2013, let me show this violin in the camera.
Sure. Yeah.
I started getting into this electric violin. And so this, if you can see this, it's got 6 strings. It's got a low F string. It's got the top 4 strings of the violin, like I have over there. And then it has a C string, like a viola would, and then an F string, which nobody experiences ever. So what it does is, you obviously have to plug it in. It's electric. And then I have a loop pedal on the floor. I don't think you'll be able to see that on the camera, but I'm going to be looping, and that is recording a little section of music. And then I hit another button. It starts playing
Sure.
that part over and over again. And then I'm going to play Away in the Manger. So it's a
Awesome.
little different than you're used to hearing, but we'll
Okay.
try that one first. Give
All
me
right.
a second. If you want to talk, I'm going to tune it.
Yeah, okay.
Make sure we're
Very
in tune
good.
so I don't blow anybody's ears off.
Very good. All right. Our guest today, Aria Stiles, an accomplished fiddle musician, violinist, and her sidekick today, Chris Powers, as they get this ready. And I'm enjoying this. This has been awesome. I love good music anyway. This is just part of our lives here. And, of course, being able to jump in and play Faded Love right quick, that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. What'd you think of that, Chris?
Oh, that was awesome. took me way back.
You familiar, huh?
Hey, listen, I know I just met Aria, but like if you have enjoyed what you've heard today, please come out to Leoma Baptist Church on December 1st at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to play with the band. I don't know if you know this, but I know a few guys that we're playing with.
Okay.
So we're just gonna have a good time, and come out, and I think there's refreshments that night. It's gonna be a great time.
Thank you.
And by the way, Aria has a presence on Facebook, so you can find out more there. I may have to adjust the mic here on this. You may have to stay tight. Okay.
He's not playing on this one.
Oh, he's not. Okay. Okay. So it's just you. Okay. Wow. Listen to that thing.
How does that sound? Can you hear it?
I think we're good.
Okay.
It's all up to you.
All right.
Wow. So great. So awesome.
Thank you.
Oh,
It's
bring that over
definitely-
here. Yeah.
Creating an experience with the instrument.
That's amazing.
Have a big range with it.
Tell us about how you acquired this.
A friend from college, his name is Kyle, he was making them for himself and maybe going to sell them and kind of create them as a product for people. And so I was one of the first people to receive one to kind of test it out. And so I've got the year on that was built, 2013. So I've been playing it for 11 years now.
It's incredible.
It's an amazing instrument. I got to engrave my name on it.
Yeah.
And just do some fun stuff on the back. So although him and his father created everything, I did this myself.
You did that part.
I did this and I did that. But it's opened up a different world to be able to do this on the floor with the loop pedal.
Yeah.
And I'm my own band. I can do bass,
Sure.
I can do rhythm, I can do drums on it. As far as like chopping, so you just create rhythms like that.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, but we got one more kind of at the end that will create a little bit more of a rhythm for you to
Awesome.
spark some interest in that.
Awesome. Well, that is an incredible instrument.
Yeah.
And to be just, just out of curiosity, has this taken off? Has other people been buying these instruments? Or
I think he made a few others, but he's extremely, insanely talented. He's one of those geniuses that just plays wicked crazy. So I think he's just been hired more than he's had time to build instruments, which is where he needs to be.
Well, that brings me back. You toured with Pam Tillis and got to do, I guess, a lot of shows with her. Have you? Does that lead, or can it lead to other artists maybe picking you up or saying, say, "Hey, Pam, that fiddle player, we like her," that kind of thing?
I feel like it definitely adds a boost to just when I'm able to tell somebody who I've played for. It adds a boost to that. At this point in my life, I'd say with the two littles, I'm very passionate about raising my kids. And so as hard as it is sometimes with a 2-year-old little boy, I'm very passionate about raising them. And so I'm just waiting on the Lord to give me the right timing of when to go on the road again. But I'm working with a new guy. His name is Austin Brown. He was the lead singer for Home Free for 10 years, and they're an a cappella group. So he's just recently left that group and starting his own country project. So I've recorded on, I think, 3 of his songs. We're about to drop a new cover, a bluegrass cover, next week.
Awesome.
And so I'll post that all over my Instagram, social media, TikTok, and it's all the same as my website, Aria Stiles Fiddle, at all my social media handles, and then my website is just .com.
Yeah.
But so Austin's the one that I'm kind of looking at, and I'm ready to jump on board with him if that's the way the Lord is going to lead me to.
Sure. Awesome,
So,
good. Awesome, good. Well, you mentioned the Leoma date on December the 1st.
Yeah.
Have you got others?
Yes. So
You want to go ahead and tell us about
we've got
where else you're going to be?
a little bit of a schedule. So the 1st of December is at Leoma Baptist Church. We love for you guys to come out. It's a free show. We're taking up a love offering at the end to help pay for the expenses that go on with putting on anything of this level.
Sure.
And then we're going to have cookies and fun stuff at the end. And that's where my CDs and my, I'll tell you about this. We're making USB drives instead of mostly CDs. I've ordered 100 CDs, but nobody's going to buy my CDs,
Yeah.
I'll probably give them away. But this is what they look like. They're little USB drives.
Oh,
and that's
wow.
what my CD's going to be on. I don't know what to
little
call
fiddle.
it. A little fiddle. It's a little custom-made, let's see, rubber fiddle. Oops.
Yeah.
There we go in the camera.
Yeah, it's a USB drive, but
it's
shaped like a fiddle.
Yep.
I want one.
I'm going to get you one
I
just
want
for
one
having
already.
me, okay?
I want one already.
They're going to come in next week, and so those are going to be available so at my merch table. So we just want you guys to come out. We want the house to be packed. We want good music to be up in this town. And then after that, I'll head to Greenwood, Mississippi. We spent 2 years in Greenwood, Mississippi, so I've got a lot of fans there, but I'm hoping that, people just show up for good music and a free concert.
Sure.
Well, after that, we'll head to Minnesota, where I'm from, and I'm a guest player for my home church's Christmas concert. And then the next day, I have my own show in Lakeville, Minnesota, and same thing. Just hoping my friends and my family and my fans
fantastic!
come
So
out.
good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you. And Chris, Now, you regularly play where?
Yeah, so I'm the worship pastor at United Church.
Okay.
Just right down here, right south of town. So if you've ever gotten pulled over from a cop there, that's their favorite place to sit. Love all the patrolmen and policemen here, but that is their favorite spot. And
Yeah.
so if you know where that is, you know where I am.
I know where those cops
I know
sit.
where that is.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
keep me in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I moved here,
how,
and
how do you put up with David Morgan?
oh my gosh, one day at a time, I would
One day
say.
at a time.
Yeah, I've been with him since about 2016.
Oh, wow.
And Lawrenceburg's home, and we love it here.
That's fantastic.
Are you from here?
I'm originally from West Tennessee.
Okay.
In Milan area, which is about
know
halfway in
Milan.
between
I
Nashville
know where
and
Milan
Memphis.
is.
Yeah. So that's where I'm from, and that's where all the Powers family resides. But I was the one that moved away, and I moved here to United Church, and I've fallen in love with the community here and the town, and I just love it.
That's
We've
great.
Raised our family here, so.
That's great.
Jeff, have you noticed it's a small town, and usually when you think about small towns, there's not a lot going on. But I have not found a moment that there's not something going on
Always.
in this town.
Yeah.
It's so busy
We're
here.
a busy little town.
It's
yeah, we
there's fundraisers, there's derbies, horse races. I mean, it's crazy.
rodeos,
Rodeos.
tractor shows.
I just played the rodeo.
The Lawrence County,
last week.
the fair, the Middle Tennessee.
I
There's something
know.
always. Concerts.
Yeah.
And then we've got Christmas play going on this year.
That's right.
And all that stuff. So, yeah, there's always something to do.
It's
Always
amazing.
something. We like it. We like it here. Have you got another tune or two for us?
Sure, yep.
What do you want to do next?
This is another one. I'm gonna play my whole album here, but if you buy my album, it's got a lot of production on it.
Sure.
So this is just me on the loop pedal. This is how my album originated. Was just on my loop pedal.
Yeah.
Do you know Tender Tennessee Christmas? We should do that one.
Yes, I do.
We'll do that one next. How
Okay.
about that?
I
We'll do
like
We didn't practice this one in the hallway, but
That's okay.
yeah, let's do that one.
Well, that's a great song.
That's a good song. I
Amy,
didn't think
Amy
of that.
Grant did that to start with, didn't she?
Yeah, Gary
Yeah.
Chapman and Amy Grant wrote it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to know that for my licensing.
Yeah.
All right. Do you know the beginning? Just like chord on the D. Yeah, we haven't practiced this one, so go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's fine.
Go ahead. Nice.
Sorry, let me adjust the mic.
There you
here.
go.
There we go.
Everybody,
Classic.
A lot of people know that classic. Very good job. Very good job. Awesome. Awesome. Aria Stiles, everybody. AriaStylesFiddle.com. Is that right? And of course, she has a wonderful Facebook page. You can find her there. And December 1st, you can hear her live and got a show at Leoma Baptist Church.
Yep.
And it's open.
Open to the
Just
public.
Open to the public. Just,
Yes.
And what do you know what time it starts?
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
We'll open doors at 5:30.
6 p.m. December the 1st. That'll put you in the Christmas spirit.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wear some festive clothing, and just bring your whole family.
Yeah.
Kid friendly.
Yeah. Well, you got at least one more for us.
Yes.
And I'm only running out of time just a little bit. We've
Okay.
got time to do one more.
Awesome.
And before we have to close out, and you're going to fire up the electric again for us.
One more time.
Yeah. Awesome. Good. Awesome. Good. While they get ready for that, I'll remind you folks of the Christmas Lights of Love tour coming up on December the 10th. Sign up at firstclasscharter.net, 762-5778, or you can call my office at 762-5816, 762-5816. $40 per seat, and all the proceeds go to God's storehouse, okay? And it'll put you in the Christmas spirit as well. All right, and they're getting ready for that, and we just enjoyed getting to know Chris here this morning, along with Aria, and I don't know how she puts up with Edgar.
Have you met Edgar?
I have not.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all keep talking. I'm just gonna tune.
It's okay. It's all right. Got to tune a little bit. As she gets that ready. Got a beautiful guitar over there too, by the way.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is a Hawaiian Koa Taylor.
Koa Taylor.
Yes, and so this was my wife's guitar. She's a guitar player and piano player, and we both get to lead worship together. So absolutely love it. And of course, we have 4 kiddos at home, and we all sing and dance all the time.
That's
all we do.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's what families should do.
Yeah.
You're on the.
All right.
You're ready to go. Oh, awesome. Great job, guys. Great job. And the timing was good, too. We're just about out of time. It was going to work out great for us. I want you to tell everybody again how to get in touch with you to maybe do a booking or something like that. And maybe,
Awesome.
who knows, down the road, who may call on you.
Awesome. So some other things I kind of do in town. I play weddings. I play a few at the Lakes venue here, and then I know there's other wedding venues opening up. So you can always hire me as the violinist for your wedding. I also teach violin and guitar in my home. So the ways to get a hold of me for that are just off my website, ariastilesfiddle.com, or at my email, ariastilesfiddle@gmail.com. I try to keep it the same
Keep it the same.
all across the board.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
And then you spell that Ariastiles. And I look forward to talking to you guys and seeing you guys on the 1st.
Well, I hope to have you back again.
Thank
and
you.
And Chris, you too.
Thank you
thanks
so much.
so much to meet you. Appreciate you both being here this morning. But we do have to go. All
Okay.
right? So next time, okay?
Thank you for tuning in.
Bye-bye.
Specific information of a potential significant air attack on November 20th. The embassy will be closed and recommends U.S. citizens be prepared to immediately shelter in the event of an air alert if one is announced.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Kyiv. Closing arguments have started now at Jose Ibarra's trial for Lake and Riley.